about Kirby. Okay, there's over 300 makes and models of vacuums on the market today, and they range in all different price ranges. You can buy vacuums these days from, I don't know, $50, $75 at Walmart, to you could spend $3,000 or more on like Kirby's and things of that nature. Okay, and sometimes when I say that, if they have one, they'll say, "Yeah, that's about what we spent on ours." Do you see what I'm trying to say? And they'll say, "Yeah, we got a deal on ours. You know, we talked the guy down to $1,000." Sometimes by talking about price, they'll just tell you what they spent on theirs. A lot of times, not all the time. All right, but here's my point. I would have said the same thing if you had a Bissell. You can buy vacuums from this up all the way up to $3,000 or more for a Kirby or something like that, or something with all the attachments. But all vacuums, no matter what you buy or how much you spend on them, basically have four main things that make it work. The first thing they all have to have is what's called an intake. That's somewhere for air and dirt to go in, which is down here, right? Okay. And then we have a motor. So I'm sure when I turn this on, there's a motor. Do you know what the switch is on this? Oh, right there it is. Is this it? This little green button? You don't have to know about a vacuum. They'll tell you. Okay. Is this it?
Yes.
Okay. So when I turn this on, oh, there's a motor. Can y'all feel any air coming out of here? Can y'all feel any air? Let me ask you this question. If there was a lot of air going in, would there be a lot of air coming out? It would be, wouldn't it? So if there's not any air really coming out, how much is really going in? Correct. We'll come back to that in just a minute, okay? The next thing we got to have is a bag, which is here, right? And then we got to have an exhaust, which is what we just talked about. And we felt around and really didn't feel any air coming out, did we? So again, if there's not a lot of air coming out, there can't be a lot of air going in. Now, the next thing that we want to talk about is there's nothing mechanically wrong with the vacuums in them. In other words, they're all pretty much mechanically sound. That's why they sell them, right? Okay. But the problem we have found as a company is in this right here. And that is the bag or the filter, which is in here, right? Okay. Now, what's this bag, if you had to guess, made out of?
Cloth.
Okay. Now, if that bag right there was made out of rubber or plastic or something like that, and I started pumping air into it, it would just swell up like a balloon and bust, wouldn't it? So with it being made out of cloth or paper or sponge or anything like that, it would have holes in it. Okay? And something that's got a hole in it's going to do one of two things. If something's smaller than the hole, it's going to go through the hole, right? If something's bigger than the hole, it's going to block it up. If you tried to bail water out of a boat with a bucket full of holes, you'd probably sink, wouldn't you? You ain't going to get that fast enough. So the reason I say that is because if I take the same light we was looking at a minute ago and looking at the stuff in the air, and I tapped on this bag, what do you see happening?
That's nasty. Stop.
Okay, that's just tapping on it. If this was a hair dryer and I stuck it in that hole, it would blow everywhere, wouldn't it? Would you let me walk around in your house doing that? You'd be like, "Hey, you gotta go," right? And I'm a nice guy, okay? But my point is, just tapping on it, that's what happens. I'm sorry, okay? Now, again, if we said a hair dryer blows air through here and it would blow out, when I put it in this machine, isn't it blowing air through it?
Yeah.
So guess what it's doing?
Blowing it.
It is, isn't it? Okay? Now, again, if it's inside, excuse me, Brantley. Excuse me, buddy, this is nasty. Okay? Let's take this line and stick it inside of here.
Sit down.
Do you see how this has got holes in it too? It does, don't it? All in it. See, it's all the way through it. How does, okay? See all those holes? Okay? Now, if I'm taking that right there, okay, and I'm sticking this inside of it, if it's small enough to go through here, is it going to be small enough to go through here?
Yeah.
It is, isn't it?
You show them that too.
Oh, yeah. It's like I'm doing exactly what I would do in the house, okay? Now, saying, now, guys,
Sit down.
okay, do you see, and again, do you see all this stuff on the outside of this right here? See all that? What is that? It is, isn't it? Where do y'all think that come from? It come from here, didn't it? Now, I'm sure when it came out, it only landed right here, right? It didn't get up in the air or anything.
Everywhere.
It did, didn't it? Let's put this back in here. Whew, this is the worst part of my job that I hate right here. Golly, I can't stand this part of the job. And I tell a customer that, just like I would at home. I just say, man, this is the worst part of my job. I can't stand this part of doing this. But guys, in order to show you what it does, I kind of have to do this. Does that make sense? Now, I'm going to take this, guys, and I'm going to kind of show you. And
Really, come here.
I kind of want to slow down for a minute. And the reason is because what I'm about to show you right here is the most important thing I'm going to show you all night long. And the reason I say that, Laura and Tony, is this. What do you use to try to clean your home with, really?
The vacuum pump.
This, right?
Because it's supposed to do everything at once.
Right, so what I'm trying to say to you, and why the reason I say this is the most important thing, is because I want you to see what happens every time you turn this machine on in your home to try to clean it. Now you can see the stuff we just stirred up, right? Okay, watch what happens when you turn this on. Oh my gosh. Now you don't normally see that, right? Because if you'd been seeing that, Tony, you would have never turned this on, would you? Here's why. What do you see now?
Nothing.
What do you see now? Nothing. Kind of like that magic trick at the beginning. Does that mean it's not coming out? It is, isn't it? Is there any way in the world, guys, that could be healthy? No way. You see that? You did see?
I did, yeah, I did.
Woo! Did you see what I did?
I didn't do that when I picked up that vacuum.
But you were saying, Terry, I can't see nothing coming out. Is, okay. There's a few things I got to explain to you right here. I'm going to come back. Let me finish and I'll come back, okay, and recap what I did, okay? And I say, now guys, is there any way that could be healthy? That's where I left off, right? Is there any way that could be healthy? And I'm moving my hand and I'm turning the rainbow on to get the stuff out of the air. And they're like, no. And I say, so guys, when you turn this on, you only vacuum in just this room, right, Laura? You don't vacuum the whole house, do you? You do.
Mm-hmm.
So guess what? This stuff gets blowed all over your house.
Mm-hmm. Might as well turn a big fan.
And I pause, guys. I want y'all to understand how dramatic a pause is, because a pause makes you think.
Yeah.
It just does. When you pause, the customer has to be like, gosh. It's like, okay, it's impact is what that is.
Yeah.
So what you do is you say, God, and they're like, man. And you say, now guys, if that was just a harmless powder that was coming out of there, because guys, I know this is silly. I take this back out. This is, you ask me what I do in a home, this is exactly what I do in a house.
Sit down.
I say, now guys, if I took this out right here,
Sit down.
and I asked you to stick your nose in here and take a big deep breath,
Sit down.
would you do it?
No,
Because what would you be breathing?
all that crap.
Exactly. But every time we turn this machine on, ain't that
Good
what we're
boy.
doing?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now guys, let me share a couple of things with you. Hand sanitizer. Remember I told you to get some.
Keep it in your box.
Gotta have it. Okay? Because what have I got all over my hands right now?
Nasty.
Right. So I'm gonna get some hand sanitizer. Hopefully got this container.
You want some of mine?
I gotta have it. Oh, I got some right here. Alright. I'm gonna say now guys, and I don't make a big deal about it, but they see me doing it.
Mm-hmm. Knowing how dirty it is.
They see you doing it. You don't have to say, well, let me get some hand sanitizer, because now you're making a point to say it.
Right.
I'm just subtly doing this, and they see me doing it. And I say, now guys, again, as I said, if that was a harmless powder, it really wouldn't be that big of a deal. But it says right here that a thimbleful of vacuum dirt has 5 million germs in it.
Who says that?
This is a book that was put out by an allergy specialist. It was in that, but it was also in the Saturday Evening Post as well, okay? And it was talking about all the different things that causes breathing problems in our home, but it said a thimbleful of vacuum dirt had 5 million germs in it.
Mm.
On up in the article, it says not to use dusters, mops, or brooms because they merely rearrange the dust. what we talked about earlier, right? And went on to say that these utensils actually rearrange the dust, and most vacuums, bag-equipped vacuums, work against you because they vent dust out the exhaust and into the air. Isn't that what we just seen?
Mm-hmm.
And a thimbleful of vacuum dirt has 5 million germs. Can you imagine me scooping a little thimbleful out of that bag and just blowing on it? Wouldn't you say that's exactly what we've seen come out in the air?
Mm-hmm.
How many thimblefuls, Tony, do you blow out all over your home every time you turn it on? And so you're spreading millions of germs all over the house trying to clean it. Does that make any sense?
Mm-hmm.
It just really doesn't. I mean, guys, now a minute ago, guys, I asked you if you had something in your home that was causing colds, flus, breathing problems, allergies, and things like that. Remember we was talking about that? And I said, if you found it or ran across it, what would you want to do with it? And what'd you tell me?
Get rid of it.
Can you see how this is causing these problems?
Mm-hmm.
So really, what should we do with it?
Get rid of it.
We should, shouldn't we? Okay. And we said if it was controlled by a switch, we'd never turn it on. Laura, should we ever really turn this on again?
No.
We really shouldn't. See how easy that is to ask that person that question? If you do it right, should we ever? I didn't say would you. It's making it personal. It's a matter of should we ever turn this on again?
Mm-mm.
And I used we, not you. Use more personal. We is us.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and it's easier to answer that question. You say no, not really.
Mm-hmm.
All right, now fast forwarding in our demo. At the very end, let's say they don't decide that they're talking about not getting it. Is there anything wrong with us trying to remind them of what they said right here? There's nothing wrong with that because they said it, not us. They said it. So don't feel like you can't come back to this if you need to. You say, well, guys, I understand you can't get one right now. You're saying that. But earlier we were talking about how it was it. So really, you said you didn't want to turn this on again, right? Okay. So what are you going to use to clean with?
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm just saying? You can go there if you want to. You don't have to, but you could, is all I'm trying to say. So anyway, and I say, now guys, but right here, back to where I was at, I said, should we ever turn this on?